This is a short response to my video titled My Video. I had received an email from a woman yesterday, but she sent me another email today after I made the video that I'm referring to that I posted yesterday, which is called My Videos, about the subject matter of my videos and what I'm interested in terms of addressing, and what I'm not interested in, and what I feel that the human family needs to be focused on primarily, considering the direction that the world is going in. Now, today she wrote me a email saying, "You're just angry because no one is watching your videos." And I'm like, really? If I was angry that no one is watching my videos, I wouldn't have so many videos. So due to the fact that I have made so many videos, it only implies one thing. I could care less if people are watching the videos or not. I don't allow the numbers to encourage me or discourage me. I don't lean on any one of those canes. Discourage, encourage. I don't lean on either one of those canes. I just live in the present, and I just continue to move forward with one thing in mind: is addressing areas in the human family of where I feel that we could do better than where we are. Because I think that no matter where you are in your status of growth, I think the worst thing for any human being to think or feel is that they have reached their apex. Because when you think you got it, that's when you lose it. So to me, true growth is consistent evolution. Consistent evolution. So the whole thing is for someone to sit up and take their gifted time to get on their computer or cell phone or whatever she's utilizing to send someone emails to see if she can shake someone or offend someone. To me, that person is whatever's going on with you is your issue. It's not my issue. Because for someone who will say, well, you're angry because no one is watching your videos, obviously you do. So, and this video opened up when I was talking about how those before us wasted a whole lot of time dancing down the Soul Train line. And therefore, the point that I was making was that after all of our leaders were eliminated in the 60s, I felt like that generation should have been a whole lot more responsible and putting their heads together to reorganize to try to make the community even stronger or better to prevent those type of things from happening. Not only to Black people, but also our leaders. I was in a debate with a couple of Black historians. I believe this was in 1999 out here at UNLV, which is the University of Las Vegas. And I was telling them that I feel that one of the mistakes that our people made back in the day was continuing breeding, growing families over here in America while they're in the status of slavery. Because why are you creating life inside of a system where you're still enslaved? You're still enslaved. So this is the type of world that you're bringing these innocent children into. Why are you doing that? Why is your mind on that instead of organizing? Because if you want to bring more children into the world, if you want to bring more offspring into the world, organize first and set up some type of system to where when they're brought into the world, they won't be slaves like you are, but be free. Get your freedom first, and then if you want to start growing families and bringing families into the world inside of a system, you're bringing them into a system that you have already conquered and set up a system for your offspring to where they don't have to suffer the things that you suffer. Of course, to them, that was outrageous, which I didn't care. But the whole thing of the Soul Train line and the lack of organization in terms of the focus that our people are on is equivalent to what's going on right now. And this goes back to what my video was saying. Why are black people worried about Anton Daniels and what he's manipulating y'all attention to draw in on what he's doing so that you guys are making him rich? You're making him more richer than he is right now. You're making a man who is morally bankrupt more wealthy financially. So when it comes to our focus, when they ask me, how come you don't address those issues? Those are the trending issues. But those trending issues don't do anything for anyone. When you get the information, what is that information doing for you as a human being? What is it doing for you? Instead of focusing on things that really don't matter and helping this man become more richer, and in the process you are creating content trying to become rich off of what? Off of subjects that have absolutely no meaning. No meaning. So my videos deal with making the world better than what it is, and I don't really see a problem with that, because I have two sons that's going to eventually give me grandsons, and so I would love for them to be brought into a better world than I was brought into. But that's going to take people's focus and being responsible for making the environment better than what it is. But all that I see a lot of people are doing today, they are playing into a hostile and dark environment. They're involving themselves into a whole lot of trending subjects that are really totally irrelevant. These things are not relevant. Our community are always involving themselves in things that are totally irrelevant. Now we got this thing with T.I. and 50 Cent. Now everybody's focusing on their beat. Who cares what's going to be next? All of this attention needs to be focused and harnessed in a direction that's going to make the community and the world better. That's my point. Now, am I saying that I'm going to be the subject that's going to be making the world better? No, because we have to do that as a human family, independently and singularly. We have to be on the same page of making the environment better than what it is. That way, you don't have people who are mentally and intellectually deranged who sit in front of their computer emailing people trying to bring them down. You can't bring me down, and you can't hurt me because I don't have anything left to hurt. So it's nothing that you can say or do to me that's going to hurt me more than I've already been hurt. I've been healed, so there's nothing that you can do that can hurt me. You can't hurt me. What you need to do is deal with your own pain, because you're suffering right now. You're in a whole lot of pain, and so you're sitting at your computer trying to cause someone else pain because you don't know how to deal with your own pain. That's all it is. You just need to deal with yourself. And if you dealt with yourself a little bit more effectively, then you wouldn't be sending me emails thinking, well, I'm going to get him told. I'm going to get him told. You ain't getting me told nothing. But what you need to do is take a good look at yourself in the mirror and deal with yourself, because I don't need nobody dealing with me but the Creator. There's not a human being on this earth that I have to look up to. There's nothing that I have to prove to anyone. I don't need validation from anyone. Oh, you should stop doing this. You should stop doing that. Well, that's your thought process. I'm going to do what I was put on this earth to do. I could care less what you think, and I could care less how you feel. If it bothers you so much, go look at somebody else's videos, because I don't care. You're not going to stop me from doing what I know that I was put on this earth to do. So that's the whole thing. You know, our people walk around talk about, oh, didn't we have a something in 1922 called Wall Street, Black Wall Street? We need to do that again. Yeah, that would be nice, but you're too concerned about Anton and Mika, T.I. and 50, Bro and Gorilla. You're too concerned about those things. And as long as you're concerned about things that are irrelevant, the things that are relevant are never going to manifest, because your mind is on bullshit. That's what it is. So the whole thing is, you can't stop anyone from doing what they do. And that's the bottom line. So what you need to do is go look at yourself. Look at yourself. And I think that a lot of people spend too much time trying to bring other people down to their level because they're down. And there are a lot of people out here who have brought themselves down so low that the only way that they're gonna be able to there was a thing that my Uncle Keith used to say, you so low you have to look up just to see down. And you know, and there's a whole lot of people out here like that that spend their time trying to bring other people down and trying to prevent people from doing what they're doing, because they're not doing nothing with their lives. They want you to be stagnant the same as they are. So as I said before, I don't involve myself in what's trending, because to me what's trending is irrelevant. It's totally irrelevant. Everybody's going back and forth, and hey, do what you do. That's just not what I do. And what I do, if that doesn't please you, go and deal with the people who are trending this Anton Daniels and this Mika thing and this Brorilla and Glorilla stuff. Go deal with that. That's not my particular area. See, because to me, those things don't mean anything. Those things are irrelevant. Because after you sit there and you take in all of that information from what's trending, how is that helping you in your life on a personal basis? How is that causing growth in your personal life? Sitting up here accumulating information that is pointless and irrelevant. So it's not that I'm pissed off because a lot of people are not watching my videos. If that was the case, I would barely have any videos. I would allow the spirit of frustration to cause me to quit. But I keep moving forward because, as I said before, you don't find your audience finds you. And there's something else that I would like to address. Our community is always talking about Distractions. Distractions. In order for you to be distracted from something, that something that you're doing has to be relevant and it has to be beneficial to you. That's the reason why someone wants you to be distracted from relevancy, so that you can be distracted and for you to focus on what is irrelevant. You have to be doing something relevant to be distracted from something. What are you doing? To me, the way that I see all this Anton Daniels stuff and all of these Brorillas and these 50s and TIs, do you consider those distractions? I do. You want to know why? Because I saw Soul Train as a distraction from what Black people should have been focusing on, which is organizing. We need organization. We need to focus on organization. And every time you turn around, there's some beef coming up that takes your gifted time and attention off of something that you could be investing in that's going to make the community better. But our people have been conditioned towards drama for so long. This is the reason why the Black community is intellectually and morally bankrupt at this moment, because we are focusing on things that are irrelevant. You need to take the time. We need to take our time and really look at where our focus is and determine, is this relevant and therefore beneficial to us, or is it irrelevant and non-beneficial? Beefs. Who's sleeping with who? Who cares? And the problem with what's going on right now, a lot of us care too much about what we shouldn't care about at all, because that's not our personal business. That's the business of the people who are involved in those issues. If my next door neighbor's wife is sleeping with another man, even if I see it, it's none of my business. I'm gonna tell you about something that happened. I believe this was in 1996. I'm sitting in my apartment. I had a little studio apartment out here, and I'm sitting in there working on my book, Dawn of Redemption. Suddenly, I'm hearing a guy right outside my door, and I lived downstairs at the time. He was getting the hell beat out of him. And obviously, he was right outside my door. He's banging on my door like, help me, boom, 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 boom. I'm the type of person to where if it doesn't involve me, you're on your own. Now you can say, oh, you ain't gonna help the brother out. Whatever, I don't know what he did, and I'm not gonna involve myself in it. I just know that what's going on outside that door has nothing to do with me. Now, the way that I was raised up on the south side of Chicago, there was numerous times where I would be walking home from Corliss High School down Kings Drive. And sometimes I would see a little something laying on the sidewalk. There was times where as soon as I approached it, I noticed that it was a body, a corpse. Somebody was dead. So coming up in an environment like that, you don't pause to try to see who is this? Who is this? What happened to him? Now you can do that if you want to be laying next to him. But in Chicago, when you come up in a city like that, and therefore a culture like that, Chicago will teach you how to mind your own damn business. Does it matter who that is laying there? Keep walking. Where you on your way to? I'm on my way home. Well, make certain you get there so that you don't end up laying on the sidewalk dead like he or she. Whatever went down with them that got them there, that ain't none of your business. Keep going. So that's the type of upbringing that I had. So I know how to mind my own business. So after that whole incident with the guy outside my door, 20 minutes later, the police show up. They knocked on my door. I opened up the door. Guy was laying down there. He was all bloody and all beat up. And when I opened up my door, I noticed there was a whole lot of blood on my door. There was 2 cops standing there. They said, "Do you know this guy? Do you know what happened to him?" I'm like, "No." They asked me, "Do you know him?" I told them no. They said, "Do you know what happened?" And I'm like, "Nope." And they said, "You know we're not believing you, right?" I said, "I don't care. I don't care." They said, "So you mean it? Did you hear anything? What was going on?" I'm like, "Nope, I sure didn't." And they said, "So you mean to tell us that you were in your place and you didn't hear all of this out here?" I said, "Yep, that's what I'm telling you. I'm telling you that I didn't hear anything, and you can't prove to me otherwise. You can't prove that I heard. It ain't none of my business. It's none of my business." "Well, you know we don't believe you." I could care less what you believe or what you don't believe. I'm telling you, I didn't hear anything and I didn't see anything. You want to know why I gave him that answer? Because whatever he was involved in and whoever killed this dude, it's none of my business. That's none of my business. I stick to myself. I mind my own business. That's why I'm 62 years old and I've never been arrested. Because I mind my own business. If I hear my next door neighbor, if he's over there beating the hell out of his wife, I don't care. That's none of my business. I'm not one of them guys that's gonna go next door. "Bro, you can't be beating up your wife like that. That's his wife. If you want to beat the hell out of his wife, that's his and his wife's business. Mind your business." Minding other folks' business will get you standing in the goddamn courtroom. And I don't like courthouses because I don't like judges and judges don't like me. And the reason why I say that even is when I used to have to go to court behind citations and they said, "Everyone rise and stand up for the honorable this and that." Everybody in that courtroom was standing up except me. Because I don't honor anyone but God. And this brother, the security guard, came up, "Hey man, you can get 30 days in jail for not standing up for the judge." I looked at him, take my ass to jail then, nigga. Because who is he that I have to stand up for him? And there's only one judge, the way I live. Like my video said, make it plain, make it relatable. There was some Mormons who came over and I conversed with them. I was kind of to converse with them. And they have a standard video that they show people who they try to recruit of this Jesus, white Jesus floating out of the sky. And he landed amongst some Native Americans. And they was worshiping him and they was kissing his feet and everything. And, you know, the white actor was looking down, smiling, and as these people was kissing his feet. I'm not kissing no man's feet. I don't care who he is. If Yeshua came to me today and told me to kiss his feet, I would tell Yeshua, I'm not kissing your feet. Who are you that I have to kiss your feet? You don't worship man, you worship God. I'm not kissing no man's feet. So the impression that I got from the Mormons is that the reason why they use this white Jesus coming down to see some natives is because of the historical accounts of the whites against the natives. And so they wanted to assert that the Mormon religion is a reconciliation doctrine between the natives and the Europeans. And the Mormon religion also has a reputation of not liking black people. So when is this Jesus that y'all believe in going to come down to the black community in America? And I would tell you right up front, ain't no black man kissing no white man's feet. So the whole thing is, I know I got off subject, but the whole thing is, your focus needs to be on things that are relevant, not irrelevant. Because if our focus is on things that are irrelevant, that's not going to benefit you, and therefore it's not going to benefit the community. I don't care who Anton Daniels is laying up with, because obviously his wife doesn't. And if his wife did, I still don't care. I don't care if he's laying up with Mika. Mika ain't my woman. Mika's somebody else's woman. Oh, did you hear what he said? You see, they're talking in codes. They don't really want nobody to know. I don't care. Why are y'all focusing on these things? Those things are quote unquote distractions. Those are the distractions. And as long as your attention is on what is irrelevant, your mind is not focusing on what is relevant. This is one of the reasons why there's no growth in the community, because our mind is always on things that don't matter. Don't matter at all. So this is one of the reasons why I had said in my other video, of course I'm not getting a whole lot of likes, because how many of us are really, as a human family, interested in the betterment of humanity? How many of us? Tell me the percentage of the human family that is really interested and have a desire for humanity to get better. The percentages are very low. That's why I don't get upset, because I understand what type of environment that I'm existing in. I'm living in an environment to where the percentage of the human family that are interested in the betterment of humanity is very low. I understand that. So I'm not moved. I'm not trying to become famous. I'm not trying to become rich. I'm already rich. You know? So it's no big deal. It's no big deal. So you can't make me angry, and you can't shame me because the progression of my YouTube is low or slow. As I said before, you don't find your audience. Your audience finds you. And the reason why your audience finds you is because that's the small percentage of people who are interested in what you're talking about, because they feel the same way. So with that being said, everyone have a beautiful and prosperous night. And focus and give your attention to things that are only relevant to your life, and not things that really don't serve any purpose in your life. Don't give your attention to things that really don't matter. Only give your attention and your time and attention to things that matter. With that being said, everyone stay human. Peace.